So here is the entrance to Dockside, and while they do have a pickup drop-off lane, I was told yesterday that for your check-in, you actually need to put your car over there. So this is a little bit different than some of the other Universal resorts. So I wanted to share that on here because, yeah, so see how all those cars are lined up over there? They were telling me yesterday you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to park over there for it. But here's the entrance to Dockside. And then Surfside is just over there. That's Tower 1. And this is Tower 2. It was really loud here, so I decided to voice over. So when you walk in, there's a big open entry. You can check in on your right as well as buy tickets. Luggage services is back there in the corner. If you look straight ahead, you will see the gift shop. To the left is Starbucks. And then further to the left, there is a little lounge bar area. Again, it was really loud, so this is just the main dining area, lots of grab and go options, and then cooked options as well. So this is kind of the main dining restaurant in Dockside. So now we'll head into the gift shop. One of the nice things about the resort gift shops is that they'll often have merchandise you can only get in that resort. So a lot of the dockside merchandise is right here. And then there's just all kinds of typical gift shop things like bathing suits, flip-flops, things that you may have forgotten. And then, you know, branded Universal merchandise like the large Harry Potter section here. So I'm now over in Tower 2. I'm going to show the pool, but also down here is where the game room is, except for it is closed right now. It's kind of windy, so I hope that you can hear me, but basically the pools at Dockside are fairly similar, a tiny bit different at the view, but not really that great either way. And so yeah, that was the pool in Tower 2, and then the game room that's not open right now is over here too. And then in Tower 1, we have the fitness center and the other pool. So here we have the fitness center. So here's a closer look at one of the pools. This is the pool that is in Tower 1. Like I said, the pools are fairly similar. I just had to voice over here because my daughter was sitting next to me asking me about eating burritos. So here's the pool and a better view of the tower. So here's the elevator. No, 13th floor, of course. So the way that the rooms are numbered, and I've explained this before, but the 1 is the tower, the 4 is the floor, and then your room number is below. Hey guys, I was just getting ready to post this video with the tour of Endless Summer Dockside Inn and Suites, and I thought I would do a little bit of frequently asked questions about Dockside. So the first one would be, is it worth it to stay at Dockside? Because Dockside and Surfside are the most inexpensive hotels at Universal. They are considered, what is it called? The value resorts. So they are absolutely the cheapest. Prices start around $79 a night. I don't see them for that price often, but you can definitely get them for around $100 to $120 a night. So overall, would I recommend Endless Summer Dockside? Honestly, if you're on a really tight budget, then this is a good hotel. They have a really great pool, well, 2 really great pools. I'm sure, I'm at Dockside right now, so I'm speaking of Dockside, but Surfside is very similar. I'm sure they have a nice pool as well. So yeah, so there's a really nice pool. The rooms are pretty much just like any other Universal hotel, although they are a little more simple than some of the other resorts. You know, you have dining options, you have the fitness center, there will at some point be a game room. It's not open right now. So what makes it different? I will say, because it's a family-centered resort, if you are planning an adult's vacation or a couple's vacation, I would 100% not stay here. It is very loud. It is very family-centered. If you do want an adult's universal vacation, a blog post for that, which I will link in the comments below. And then also, just to give you a quick recommendation for the hotels that I would recommend. So if you're on a budget, I would definitely stay at Aventura. If you can spend a little bit more, then I would say Sapphire Falls. And then if you want a premier resort with the Express Pass, I would say Hard Rock. Let me tell you, all of those resorts will have children there. However, I think that they are not quite geared towards families as much as, say, Endless Summer, Cabana Bay, etc. So that's probably what I would do if I was planning an adult's vacation. As I said, it is very loud. I do find the rooms to be pretty bare here. I think it's cute. I love the little picnic table. But overall, I mean, it is a budget hotel, and you can definitely tell. The biggest downside for Dockside, to me, is the proximity to the resorts. So if you're staying at one of the premier resorts, it's a very quick walk to City Walk. Even if you're staying at Sapphire Falls or Aventura or Cabana Bay, you can do the garden walk. It's a little further, but it's not too bad. Also from Sapphire Falls, you can take a water taxi. You can also walk over from Aventura and take the same water taxi at Sapphire Falls. So overall, it doesn't take very long to get there. Now, Universal does have free shuttles running all day. However, I find that if I'm staying near the park, I really prefer to walk. So, again, that's just my opinion. I can also drive. My pass, my annual pass does include free parking, but for me, I find it easiest and quickest to walk when staying at one of the premier resorts or even Sapphire Falls or Aventura. So, the Endless Summer Resort is quite far from the parks. You could walk, but it would take quite some time. I've stayed at some of the non-Universal hotels right here in this area, and I have walked, and it's pretty far. So while it's doable, it's not something you would do with young kids. It's not something I would necessarily recommend. So proximity to the resorts is definitely a downside. It's not super convenient to come back during the day, although you can. They do have shuttles running all the time. But the line for the shuttle here is quite long. It is a very large resort. Even though the shuttles are running regularly, there always seems to be a line. And I'm visiting midweek in April, so I don't know what it's going to be like in the summer or as capacity continues to go up, because again, this is a very large resort. I'm not completely sure of the capacity at the moment, but when I see it, I'll put it right here on the screen. And then, like I said, I'm not sure how that compares to Cabana Bay, which is also a large resort, but for me, I like staying at one that has a little bit fewer rooms, just because that means a little less competition with the shuttles, etc. So, that's just another thought. Overall, I do like the resort. I do think it's a really good value. If you can do a suite, I would certainly recommend it. Although the suites aren't particularly large, they are much larger than the regular rooms, and a suite is going to be more affordable here than at one of the more expensive resorts. So just something else to keep in mind. However, if I had to compare Cabana Bay to Endless Summer, because I do think that they're similar in terms of being very family-centered resorts, being very large resorts, Cabana Bay costs a few dollars more, and I would probably just stay there. I think that it's closer to the park and just easier to get to the park from Cabana Bay, and overall I just think it's a little bit nicer over there. So if it were me and I had to choose again, I would probably go ahead and stay at Cabana Bay over Endless Summer. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I've kind of been critical of Cabana Bay. So it's not my favorite place to stay, but I think that if you were comparing two resorts, you'd probably be comparing Endless Summer and Cabana Bay. So my opinion would be to spend the extra $20, $30 a night and just go ahead and stay at Cabana Bay, because they have a lazy river and a better pool and that's probably what I would do. It's just closer to the park. So overall, I do like Dockside. If it's the only one available, don't worry. It's a great resort. It's a universal resort, which means you have early park admission and you have free shuttles all day. So, I mean, it's not a bad place to stay. It's just not been my favorite of all the universal resorts. But that said, I really do like the 2-bedroom suite, and I would recommend it if you have, you know, a larger, not larger, but a few people coming, because honestly putting 4 people in a regular room is kind of a tight fit. So that's my recommendation. I hope that you enjoyed this video with a tour and review of Endless Summer Resort. Please let me know if you have any questions. I will put a link to some of my Universal blog posts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you'd like to get notifications, just ring the little bell. And thank you so much for watching.